right? So we'll see once again the same things, VMware vSphere once again, and I will show you vCenter also. Okay, today. Just today, first of all, we'll go through what is this vCenter kind of stuff and why this is like this. Close this one, unnecessary data. So this is my vSphere machine. Yesterday I installed it. Each step, installation step, we are recorded and published, right? And this is my URL, https colon slash slash 192.168.2.192. Okay, I use two CPUs and 4 GB RAM for that one. And as well as we seen yesterday, we nothing to do it, just only for managing network adapters kind of stuff. Okay, very basic things only. Not even a disk management is also not there. For troubleshooting, there is a CLI is also there. So if you go to the settings, just I will show you. Okay, these are all my three hard disk I added extra. Sorry, extra three network adapters I added. Two hard disk I added. So totally I have a three hard disk. The first hard disk contains operating system. It took almost like a less than 42 GB for space only, but remaining is empty one only. But I added a two extra, so one 200 GB for keeping my operating system and 240 GB for storing my virtual machine. And VMware vSphere required a 4 GB RAM minimum. Okay, two logical processors are required. Virtualization must be enabled. Hardware virtualization must be enabled. Okay, so and also added a already one adapter is there. I added a extra three adapters, physical adapters. Okay, think like it is a physical machine. Think like this is a physical machine. Yeah,
Sir,
yeah, tell me.
sir, today GoToMeet is taken 3 GB for 1 hour.
3 GB for 1 hour.
Yeah, sir.
Then by evening, most of people are finished with their data also. So 3 GB.
Sir, my 100 data was completed. Now it's over data.
So you have to complain about
Haven't worked, sir. It will be over.
GoToMeeting.
So what can I do?
No, no, no. Just you can go to the complaint form and you have to go to the reporting. That one it is taking more data from there. Okay, because it's the question is there. The drawing is also removed. Actually, why didn't I use um, my of course Google Meet is there. In Google Meet, we don't have a screen drawing is not there. So I took this one for a drawing and a screen. Now compulsory I have to open, and I think it is very slow than previous one. I want to tell a simplest concept. Just it is not it is outside of the concept, but important concept is when a app is developed and deployed. Okay, so different type of testing is there. Internally, there is a alpha testing means working means code test is there means after code test they package and okay so okay they packaged it and then they will test in their environment. That is a first their environment they will do some alpha testing kind of stuff. Next beta testing means on some clients they will test it. Third one is when new development release, definitely there is a issues in the new development. Very good. Priya Ranjan Reddy. Okay, so we got a problem definitely. Okay. So, guys, for you, I will. Yeah, just one point I will tell, and then resume this one. Uh, yeah, here it is. My vSphere server, and I want to log in. Okay, so the username is root and admin at 123. I think yesterday we created an account, right? Okay, we created one account yesterday, so we'll see that one also. Maybe I need to open another browser to log in, or we can log in from here also. Okay, it is directly open, so don't worry. Okay, so here if you see, it is a navigation. So first host. So what is your host name? You can able to see from here. It is the name is not a change. Name is not changed. You have to change manually or by DNS service. Okay. This is get vCenter server. If you have a vCenter server, then you can download and install vCenter server, and we can connect it. So we'll discuss vCenter server later. If you want to create a virtual machine or a registered virtual machine, you can do it from here. Shutdown means it will shut down your main host. Rebooting your main host if you change any hardware or a new update is occur. So if you want to reboot it, you can reboot your main host. Refresh. Someone is joined. So you can refresh any settings you required. Okay, so these are a action thing. You can see these are a common where we find. So this is services. Enable secure shell, like you want to access your host with SSH connection, so you can access it. You can enable console shell, like we can access, and you can put some commands in that shell, console shell directly. Okay, those are services. We can access host for managing, troubleshooting, changing some information, like you can use SSH. Through SSH we can connect it, or direct console shell also we can able to it. Enter maintenance mode. So when we put a maintenance mode, for example, new update is going on, so users are try to create a virtual machine or accessing virtual machine, so better to put a maintenance mode, so then no disturbance for a backup or other services. Okay, so maintenance mode. Lockdown mode. So lockdown means um, entire strict lockdown or normal lockdown. It means, the lockdown mode, like, so same thing as a maintenance mode. um, no access permission, or no, don't create a new virtual machines, like that we can able to give it permissions for a access, permission for a particular user. Okay, these are a default users, administrators. See, you can see root, I login, DCUI, and VPX user. VPX is for a remote host. Also you can see add a host for a user. Already yesterday I created a Kavya, right? Propagate to all children. So like when I click on add user, automatically Kavya become administrator. See, like this. No trusted infrastructure administrator. So I removed a user. Again we'll put a what type of access. We can select a role also. You want to make administrator. Yesterday we created a basic admin these roles also, right? So these are the roles. She will get it. She won't get all the things, but this user will get only this kind of stuff like add user. Okay, here we have a option. Why it is not adding? Okay. Select a role. Okay. Okay, add as administrator. No access. So why it is not adding? Trusted infrastructure administrator. Trusted infrastructure administrator. System trusted admin only there. No trusted. Why it is not adding? Nothing is adding here. Okay, it will. It may add later once we open again. So we are going to permissions. Add user. Select other user. I put a basic admin. Add user. See. So what are the basic admin permissions I given? The user will get that permissions. Not all permission as a root user or administrator. So who are the administrator by default? Root and VPX user and DC UI user. If you want to add new user, you have to add a user and add a SNA particular role it. What are the different roles? You can see here it is no trusted infrastructure administrator, trusted infrastructure administrator, okay, no cryptography administrator, no access, read only administrator. Read only means view only for monitoring purpose, not to create any virtual machines or modify the settings. Administrator means all roles will be assigned, and I created this role basic admin. I created that role earlier, so then I can able to assign it. So this part completed, and also you can see how much CPU there, how much we are consuming currently, and also we can see how much memory, total memory is there, how much free memory, how much we are utilizing, total disk space available. See, if you see here, it is almost 454 GB is there. Used is only 6 GB. It is a 60 days trial version, so license is not at given in this one. So we'll see that one so later. So this is about our hardware information. This is about your hardware information. Okay, virtual flash is something is there, that is memory 4 GB RAM, and IP addresses are given to us. What are the IP addresses? We have both IPv4 and IPv6. For example, you don't want IPv6, you can disable it also. DNS default gateways are given here. IPv6 is enabled. Host adapters are 4 adapters are there totally. Networks. So main is a VM network. VM network is to connect to virtual machine. So here it is new. See, this is my host. Then this is a remote desktop. It is, and here is a virtual machine. I want to access this virtual machine. How to access? Connect this virtual machine to physical network. Okay. So this is also having a some logical whatever it is. It is virtual adapters are there. So like a virtual CPU, virtual RAM, like that. It contains some NIC. So this NIC is connected to our physical NIC. Our physical NIC we call it as a what physical NIC? We call in here in this one physical NIC we call this one as a anyone remember uplink. Okay, the physical NIC here we call it as a uplink. Okay, next, this VM won't connect it to directly to physical network. Directly, it won't connect it to our physical network. Okay, very good. You join. So okay, no request. Okay, so directly it is not joining. So how it is joins, we'll see here. Okay, so there is a switch. Different type of switches are there. So like switch zero or like that it is there. So this is a switch zero. This switch zero is assigned. It's a logical switch. It means virtual switch. It is a virtual switch. It is assigned to an uplink, one or a multiple uplinks. You can have multiple uplinks also. Okay, this is also like this. Each one is connected to your network, physical network. So for example, I have a two NICs combined early assigned to S switch. So combination of two or more NICs. Combination of two or more NICs called NIC teaming. Combination of two or more NICs called NIC teaming. Maybe different technologies may use a different naming, but here it is. It's a simple one. Someone is joined. Okay. Another problem with this go to this Google Meet is when you disconnect it again. Sometimes it will join automatically. Sometimes it is we have to join manually. So put a NIC teaming next. Physical NICs here we call it as a uplinks. Okay, physical NIC we call it as a uplink. Here what I'm trying to tell is okay. So we assign an uplink to a virtual switch. Okay. Next. So for example, we switch zero or one or any name you can put it. Next, this virtual switch will assign to a, a port group. A means A or a more. Okay, we assign to a port group. What are these port groups are there? Okay, so VM network, hmm, management network. So other things like a vMotion, like this. So there is a provisioning kind of stuff is also there. So what is this VM network? Are used to connect multiple devices on a same network within the building or campus. Very good waste material that is. Okay. But you see, when you see here it is giving wrong answers. So when you are searching, be careful and find out exactly it is belongs to that one or different one. Okay. Okay. So VM networks are belongs to virtual machines. This is for accessing VMs. You want to access virtual machine or inside a virtual machine like through RDP or directly virtual machine accessing physical network. Exactly say virtual machine accessing physical network. So I have a port group called a VM network. So this through this port group, through this port group is assigned to VSys 0 and this VM is assigned to VM network. So this virtual machine can access this physical network and also from physical PCs like in the network any PC want to communicate to this VM so they can communicate through like this. Okay, these switches can assign to any kind of port group. Okay, or you can create a multiple port groups also, sorry, multiple switches for each port group. Guys, understand this part, not everything. NIC teaming, uplink, switch, VM network, accessing. This part, do you understand or not? I got some messages here. Okay, good. Okay, so that is about your network part. So then I will show you once again this network part. I jump from host to network part. Actually, we have a chance of few things here. It is like Windows print screen, right? So Windows print screen. So I will change the names later. Yeah, tell me. Sai Pavan. So from here, yeah, these are the main host details of our PC. Okay, and next I'm going to the networking part. So you can see yesterday we created some port group one and then switch one like that. Okay, just I created a port group only. Okay, so this is a port group. Virtual switches, how many switches you have? This switch I created, this is a by default switch is there. And each switch, how many uplinks are there? Means V switch 0 having a only one uplink, it means only one NIC, physical NIC. But the switch 2, switch 1 having a two uplinks, it means two NICs. Okay, but it is assigned to port group only one and it is assigned to two port groups. What are there? Again, go to port groups. VM network and management network. These two are assigned to vSwitch 0 and vSwitch, yeah, 0 only. Okay, like this you can see. Next, physical NICs. How many NICs you have? You can see NIC 0, NIC 1, NIC 2, NIC 3. It means four NICs are there. These are their MAC addresses, auto negotiated enable kind of stuff. This is link speed finally. So this is the driver, NVMX NET3 is a driver name for that one. Okay. Next, VM kernel NIC. VM kernel NIC. So that um, it is nothing but just a NIC only. That is, like you can see, um, you can add if you want. You can see. Okay, so if you want to create a new port group, and you can create it for that one, just for creating new port group purpose. And if you whenever you create, just I will come back to this one. One second, you have to check it. uh, I told so many times this one, word only I told, I didn't explain that one, but I want to go to once again all the options. You can see this is the firewall options. Like you can see vSphere web access, vSphere web client access. It is none, so there is no stop or not allow kind of stuff. Nothing is mentioned here. But if you go through something like here, it is vCenter agent stop. Okay, like that. If you are in a stop mode, if you are in a allowed mode is there. Okay, running for a CAM SLP, some incoming port like this. Okay, so you can manage the your firewall. Totally it contains 53 items are there currently, so we can stop it, or you can allow it also. Okay, if you want SNMP server connection, then you need to stop the firewall for that particular purpose. Here we have this one port group. This is for creating port group purpose. Okay, but if you go to VM kernel or virtual switches, this is for creating switches. One more is there now, that is sorry. Okay, this is you can create a port group, or you can manage your existing one also. Like I went to port group 1 MTU. If you want to change it, you want IPv4 only, or IPv4 and IPv6. Okay, you want to get IP from DHCP, or you want to assign your own IP statically. Okay, so that's it. Nothing more is there. Okay, so what type of TCP/IP stack, vMotion stack, like a Butler decided, but I want you to see the down one: vMotion provisioning, fault tolerance login, management, replication, NFC replication. These are the services. These are the services. We can assign this particular group to particular services. It means this particular service can use this group. Okay, like this. Yeah, it may be a little confusing. Okay. Um, and also you can see here it is. Where is this? Back. Go to each one. So this is a management purpose. So right here it is management network. What is this one? Yeah, VMK0. Okay, it is virtual switch is V switch 0. Port group is like this. Okay, so here it is. Again, it's a kernel mode switches. It is. You can see the diagram topology. So you can see this left side. which port number and which IP address, you can see it is. But actually in a physical adapter, where it is connected, where it is connected. And what are the services we can connect through this one? Also it is mentioned here. This is only for management purpose only, not for other services are not there, not including vSAN. If you know the terminologies earlier, so then it is directly we can understand. For first time, even for myself, first time it is understanding is difficult. So you can see this is port group 1. So here it is uh, one IP address but two NICs. So drawing thing is also not there here. That's another problem. Okay. So this is two NICs, one group, and this is the AR kernel port. Okay. Is a kernel port is nothing, just name only. Because of generally what we think is a NIC means it's a physical NIC, and physical NIC having an IP address. But originally say physical NICs don't have IP address. Okay, NIC is a network access layer part in TCP/IP network access layer part, not internet layer part. The internet layer, like a TCP/IP stack having a IP address, not NIC. NIC having a MAC address, not IP address. So when you combine two NICs as a NIC teaming, the teaming having an IP address. Okay, so to represent this teaming part, it's showing in a VM kernel part. Um, hmm, this is taking a lot of time to get it. Okay, so why we need these port groups, service wise assigning multiple NICs into the teaming like that. Physical NICs 0, 1, 2, I used it. Third, I didn't use it, right? So I didn't use this third one. Okay. Still, it is showing some names and all. Second, so we don't understand whether it is assigned or not. Settings, that's it, nothing. Action, edit settings. VMNIC means it's a physical NIC. VMNIC means physical NIC. VMK0 means logical NIC. It's like logical, it is NIC kind of stuff. Okay. Yesterday we created this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete this port group. Okay. Then I will create again. Okay, VM this one is attached. First remove this one. Okay. Then I am removing this one. Okay. I removed it. Um, Now only one single NIC is assigned. Okay, so you can see from switches only uplink one, and this is switch one. I'm going to delete this one also because I want to create it again, and I will show you. Okay, so here first of all I want to create a switch. Okay, it's covering all the things. um, so I'm creating switch, add standard virtual switch. Okay, so I put a switch name is v switch one. Yeah, tell me. Drawing board. Yeah, drawing board is also there. actually. Yeah, where it is? Where is my drawing board? This is for drawing purpose only, but not on a screen. Yeah, we have to share it also. I open to someone send a message. Okay, creating new link. Then we have to share the link also. This link. Mm, okay. I can share in chat box. What is the use of that one? Nothing, just for drawing purpose only. What is this? Sticky note, set background. What is this? These many things are there. So don't go to do that one. Waste my time. Waste. It is like already I'm in a little bit tension about this thing. Okay. So how to create a switch first of all. Before going to that one, so I have a physical analysis. Four analyses are there. One is already using. So I'm going to create a new switch here. So like this, put a V switch one. MTU I leave like that, MTU only 1500. Okay, and you can see link discovery mode, listening mode, advise, advertise both. Listening means by receiving it. Okay, advertise means sending. It means, you know, if you are in a same network, 4 or 5 computers in a same network, so if you open a option like this, I will tell simple way I'm telling. If you click on this option, network option, okay, so left side, network button, so it will try to find what are the systems in my network. I can able to see. Okay, so I can able to see what are the systems in my network by using network discovery protocol by Microsoft. Okay, but here it is using Cisco discovery protocol. It means whenever the two or more devices are connected, so they will advertise themselves and they listen. Means I'm the switch, I'm the router, I am this IP address, I'm this MAC address. So they will communicate each other. So that is meaning of this link discovery. Security, Prometheus mode, that modes we don't know, just go through that modes. Okay, Prometheus mode, MAC address changes, forged transmit. I think we don't know. So just note down these three things. Okay, so when you are checking the video part. Okay, that one. So I'm adding a one. So new switches added with a uplink. Oh, so which one is a uplink? It is not given here. So is it uplink is there? Yeah, new uplink is there, but only one physical NIC is showing here. Only one physical NIC is showing here. but I want to add more links. Like you can go to add uplink. You can go to add uplink. So uplink 1, uplink 2, and then you can see. And also network discovery is a common one. Okay, security, same options. NIC teaming. Okay, so here you can see already I explained yesterday, that is load balancing, route based on original port ID, route based on IP hash, route based on source MAC hash. Okay, route based on original port ID, use explicit failover order. Okay, so these are the options in a load balancing options. Okay, so failover detection, link status only, beacon only. What is a link status? So when you connect a connection, so then it shows what we can say. um, I will show you one. Okay, what we can say, the LED light is there now. That is a link status. Two LEDs are there. So one is for a link status, another one is a bandwidth status. 10 Mbps, 100 Mbps, 1 Gbps. Based on that, the blinking is there. Okay, so one is um, link status, means connection is there or not. Second LED of a NIC is represent, if LED is off, means one is blinking, another one is off, it means link is there, but it is operates under 100 Mbps, sorry, 10 Mbps speed, just Ethernet mode. Both are in a one is green color, another one is orange color. It represent link is there, but it operates under 100 Mbps. Both are green color, means 1 Gbps connection, like full mode it is running like that. Okay, so link status means, so when you are connecting a port, automatically it is blinking, it represent it, it is link is there. Beacon only, I don't know. Notify switches, failback means by switching. You can see here it is, there is option mark standby. It means if you have a two NICs, okay, two NICs are there, both can be active. If it means it is a both load balancing and failover. Otherwise you can make one is an active, another one is a standby. It means data packets are incoming, outgoing data packets through only one port only, this port only, this NIC only, and this is in a standby. Anytime if this NIC is failure, this will start working from it. Okay, so it is a pure failure. Remember guys, both are active means load balancing. One is active, another one is a standby. It's a pure failover. This is failover come load balancer. This is failover only. Okay, or if you have a more NICs, like a four NICs are there, think like, if you have a more NICs, four NICs are there, active, 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 this is standby. Why it is I put in a standby? Just in case if all three ports are failure, still no problem, one more is there running. Okay, all three are failure, then fourth one automatically become active and it start delivery. So it is a failure come load balancer again. So this is load balance plus failure, and this is for a failure purpose. Understand guys? Active standby. So I put a active mode and standby mode. See, you can see active mode and standby mode. Okay, so this is traffic scaping. It means you can give how much packets, average packets we can able to send and receive to reduce the traffic on the port. Okay, Now if you see the diagram, two NICs are there in the right side. It means this switch is connected to two NICs. So I will refresh once. Nothing. I didn't assign to any particular group or anything. Just assign like that. Um, where is my physical machine? This is my physical machine. I have NICs, right? This is my network adapter 2, network adapter 3, network adapter 4. I will go to network adapter 2. Okay, it is in a corner. If you cannot able to see, it's okay, no problem. Just um, I will tell here. I have a four NICs are there, right? So totally four NICs, and okay, sync like this. I have a four NICs. Out of that one, these two NICs are assigned to switch one. Okay, so I'm disabling. This is active. This is standby. Okay, I'm going to disable this one. I'm going to disable this one. Okay, in my physical machine, it means my vSphere host. I'm disconnecting it. I disconnected it. Then I'm going to see what happened here. Refresh. See, can you see the link status? It is green color earlier. Now green color and white color it is showing. It means it is disconnected. It is disconnected. That is the status you can see. Attached virtual machines are not, nothing is there here. It is okay. Uplinks are two, and this one just refresh. So it is showing like that. I'm again reconnecting the port. Okay, so the port I disconnected. I am reconnecting again. Okay, I connected again, but it will take a little bit time. Just it is game. Okay, now both are this one. So this is like a monitoring. How many ports are there? How many are active? If anything is go a disconnection mode, then immediately you have to verify. Understand, guys? This one port status. How to check it?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Thank you. Okay. Next, this is a switches and physical analysis part I told. Okay. If you see this VM K0 is not there. Okay. So we can add it manually or by creating port groups also, like we can create it. Okay. Or we can assign to a particular services also. Add a this is a virtual NIC. So this is a virtual switch and this is a virtual NIC. Or you can create a port group, then automatically it will create. So maybe we'll see. So how to create a port group. Port group one. Okay, VLAN ID I didn't put it anything. This port group is belongs to switch one. Okay, add. Or otherwise you can assign to existing port groups also. Okay, so this is a port group one, switch one, and I'm going to virtual switch. Say one port group, two uplinks, and I'm going to this one, refresh. Okay, nothing it is there. So I am going to port group one. And here the services we can assign like this: management services or provisioning services. What are the services you want it, you can assign it. Currently I'm assigning to vMotion and fault tolerance logging. Okay. I use a default TCP IP stack, or you can use a specific one also. So it's only for this one. Still we have to some creating. Now the new one will be created. See, this is the NIC is created here. So if you go to this NIC, you can see which switch we are connected, which group you are connected. So you can see this diagram. This is where your port group and how many NICs are logically connected. So this is the physical uplinks, physical NICs. This is logical NIC. It got an IP address also. So this is about somewhat information about your networking. Okay. As I know. Okay. So up to here. Okay. Networking part. Guys, up to here. Okay. Networking part. Or do you have any doubts? Please ask me. No problem. My voice in a network, it is like that only. If you know any one of your previous students from here, then you can ask. Like I have a lot of patience to give answers. So I created a V switch one, right, and assign these NICs to it. And I created a group, port group, called a port group one. Definitely confusion guarantee will be there wherever you learn. Okay. When I learning about VMware ESXi, that time I know virtualization, private cloud. We've done practically in a Hyper-V kind of environment, and I practiced this one before I joined into the course. But not only me, there is a senior people also there. They also got confused in the course. Okay, so the terminology is completely new for you, for everyone. Industry is not belongs to which branch you are belongs. You are CSC or IT. Also, the terminology is new for you. Okay, that is definitely there. And there is a for everything. It is VM kernel NS is there, no? So that is VM. Sorry. Um, Networking. So I just will put some finishing part on it. VM K0. K1. So for example, this is here they call these things are a VM NIC 1, VM NIC 2, Okay, VM NIC 3, like that. So it is not, names are not able to view. Maybe I will put a, for at least for one name, like this. Okay. So by naming, at least we understand those kind of stuff. Another is like management, which is also assigned like a management port, management network.
Sir, why we need two switches? We have options to increase number of ports in a switch, right?
Yes, very good question. Finally, good question. Very good question. This is also connected to switch 0, right? Yeah. Mhm. Why we need a these many switches instead of that one? And that is very very good question. So I have a virtual switch is there, and we can increase number of NICs. If you want a more redundancy, you can put a more NICs also, right? So more NICs we can able to put it on a single switch. That is instead of that one, why I created multiple switches with different NICs, physical NICs. So here it is. If you see, um, these are two different administrations. Okay, uh, VM network, but management network is to access your hypervisor host. Okay, so this is hypervisor host or a vSphere host. Okay, so this is my vSphere host. So I want to access vSphere host and I want to log in. Okay, so like this. So I want to log in like this. So I need a access management is required. That is managed by port group network management network. For example, I have a 10 administrators are there. Okay, I have a 10 administrators are there. 10 administrators are login to vSphere host. vSphere host, 10 administrators are login, and all traffic goes through NICs. Different NICs are same NIC, and it reaches a switch and switch to net management network. Right, that is will draw like this. Okay, so here is a admin. For example, Kavya is login, and what are the NIC? So with these two NICs, a particular IP address is there. No, for this one, we have IP address. Okay, so we'll go to switch 0 and go to management network. For example, there is a user. There is a user, and I want to access virtual machine. And again, go to port switch 0, VMnet list 1, like this. It means what happened again, to reduce the traffic, we are adding more NICs, physical NICs, and for both load balancing and fault tolerance. But again, in this logical switch means virtual switch, also there is a lot of burden, right? The traffic is there. So if you put a for a different switches and then different port groups for each switch, so what happened? The traffic is more clear. The traffic is more clear, less collisions, and easy to administrate. I told only two examples. One is VMnet and this, what is this? Network management kind of stuff. Okay. Um, Already I told so many times what is this. I didn't tell what it is. I use a word called vMotion. So importance of this virtualization kind of stuff is, think like this. This is another host, host 2. if I want to move this virtual machine from this host to this host, for example, my main host, okay, one host is having some service related issues there, or maybe a lot of virtual machines are created in this host one. In host 2, very less virtual machines are there. I want to move one virtual machine from host 1 to host 2. I'm repeating, I want to move my virtual machine from one host to another host. Okay, this is the virtual machine in this host. I want to move to another host. So that service we call it as a vMotion. That service we call it as a vMotion. Because lot of terminologies we have to discuss before we are going to like this. Okay, what it is, moving VMs from one host to other host. So host means here VMware vSphere only. So just I put a host only, right? So that is that service we call it as a vMotion. So why we require this vMotion also is important, guys. We have a one physical server, and in that one you're running a multiple virtual machines. That is good one. I told lot of advantage of that one. But if if physical machine is down, then what happens? Understood? If physical machine is down, what you will do? So I told like I have this virtual machine, that virtual machine. Okay, good. My physical machine is down, then what happens? Anyone?
No service.
No service, no virtual machine, nothing. It is waste of all the time and investment and everything, right? So the physical machine is very important now. So this case will happens, right? It is an electronic device. A computer can able to damage anytime. Anything will happens. Power issues or any other issues can be there. So what happens here, to manage that one, I have to create a service called HA. I'll keep this diagram like this. Okay, so then I'm going to save this one for a because I want to open another one. What I put name? Seven. I will open another paint because this concept is very important. Guys, listen carefully. Not only just a question for an answer. It is. These are a two host. So as we told, this is one hypervisor host. This is another hypervisor host. Okay. Mm, I combine these hosts and tell just only two hosts I told, but I will add a more host also. If you want, you can add more host also there. Okay, like this. So why I put a more host here? It is, for example, VMs are running in these hosts. All are same type or what we can say, all are hosts only. But what is the problem? I told, if in case, if any host is down, if any host is down, we can't access our virtual machine. Host is a host only, but virtual machines contain some data, some services. A virtual machine is a web server. Virtual machine may be a mail server, and it is assigned to some particular client, right? If service is down, there is a big problem. If server is down, it's okay, but service should not be down. If server is down, definitely server is down, service also will be down, right? Server is down, service is not also down, but it should not be down. So what we do in the in a VMware, we call this concept called high available. What is this high available? Is nothing but fault tolerance. Okay, what is fault tolerance means? If one server is down, no problem, other server will give you service. Okay, you went to a shopping mall, there is a four counters are there, one counter is down, counter is not working. Are you waiting in that counter or you want to go to next counter, right? So service is available. Sir, one counter is down, so get out from here. No billing today. Take your groceries to your home. Later you can pay. Is a guy will tell? No, right? So in a rush shopping malls, if you see it is multiple counters are there. At least 4 or 5 counters are there. Even if you're a small shop, okay, small shops like closed showrooms or anything. If you go, why it is? If something computer is not working properly, so you can bill in next counter. So service not stop, server may down. So that is fault tolerance. That is also called as high availability. So we can create a high availability like this. So here what happens, if 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 my server is down, if my server is down, so what happen, these virtual machines run on different host. Virtual machines are running, right? For example, today afternoon I have a small work, I hand over class to others, and he is also giving information like me, not better than me, not worse than me, so like me. You don't feel anything, just his class is running or not running, right? My user is busy. Sometimes he will give a class to me, or maybe Sai sir is busy, or Sai sir needs something. Like I will give information. Ultimately, customer is getting a service or not. That is very important, right? So unlike our banking system kind of stuff or a ATM, if you go to one ATM, it is not working. Go to another ATM, right? Bank is not work like this kind of stuff is then Aadhaar card websites, this kind of stuff. It won't happen in a private sector. Is in general it is compulsory. Customer should get service 100% uptime. You have to maintain 100% uptime. Okay, 0% downtime. 0% downtime. It means the virtual machine service should be available. Okay, uh, one. Okay, so to achieve this one, we have to configure high availability between the host. Understand, guys? High availability concept. Okay, first one. How to check the anyone send any messages. Okay, okay. So another one is, for example, I want to put this machine in a maintenance mode. Means virtual machines we don't run here. So there is some hardware upgradation or package upgradation is there. So what I will do, I'll move these virtual machines to another host as per my requirement. So for that one, also we use a service called a vMotion. In both the condition, we use a service called a vMotion. What is the use of vMotion? Moving a virtual machine from one host to another host. In the case of fault tolerance purpose, if host is down, Another one is when you are going for a maintenance or a upgradation or restart of your host. So we'll put our virtual machines into different host. Okay, so that is a vMotion. So I covered vMotion also now. Okay. Okay, for example, this is assigned for a vMotion, for example. Okay, it means I want to send a virtual machine to another host. From one host to another host, I want to move a virtual machine. I want to move a virtual machine from one host to another host. So I don't want to use my management network or a VM network. I don't want to use that switches and NICs. I'll use another path. Got it? You have a four roads, four ways are there for four different purposes. Four ways are there for different purposes. Is it a good or everyone should be in a same route? Same thing like vMotion service in a one particular route, and of course with NIC teaming is also we created here, and VM access from one, management access from different switch, like that we can separate switches we can create for a different type of services. Of course we can see different services from here also. Like this is this new things are added, that is okay, like this is adding a group only, assigning. Yeah, here it is. Good. You can see management, provisioning, replica. It means replication, geo replication things, fault tolerance logging, like this. These are kind of stuff is there. Okay, and I told one story, right? So what is that story? Here it is, fault tolerance. I told one more point. I will ask 2 points here, and remember those two things. And please, um, I will ask it again. Then I expect answer from that one, guys. I told in this story, fault tolerance. It means if one server or a host is down, no problem. The service is provided by another host or a server, right? So that is I told high availability or fault tolerance. In the fault tolerance, it means if my host one is down, the virtual machines running in the host is run by another host, right?
Yes.
Right. So how other host knows my host is down? Okay, once it is down, it won't tell anything, right? If I'm down, I don't speak anything. But how you know I am down? I'm not here.
I think by using vMotion concept.
vMotion for moving virtual machines. Good. Anything, no problem. Any guess answer also, no problem.
All the virtual machines are going to shut down at the time, at that time, no?
Yeah, virtual machines. Yeah, of course. One more point is also there. Um, yes, it's very good. So it remind me extra question, huh? Yeah. So here it is. Guys, that is one point. It is if main host is down, one host is down, host running some virtual machines. I said virtual machines are run by other host immediately. That is called a fault tolerance. Without any downtime maintenance of virtual machines, these virtual machines are running by other host. But if main host is down, the virtual machines are in the host, then how come these virtual machines will run by other host? Understand the question? Actually, you should ask that question. Normally, I will ask the questions in generally, because we are stuck in one point only, right? That's why. If main host is down and the host running virtual machines, and the virtual machines, how come it run by other host? Because host contains a virtual machine. If machine is down, they won't move, right? This is my laptop. I shut down my laptop. The data cannot be moved now from there to here to the others. I can't present anything, right? Data will be there only. What is the solution for this one is, that's why usually I don't start virtualization without teaching, without telling any storage concept. So usually first storage, then only I will tell this one. There is a different type of storages are like SAN, NAS kind of stuff. Okay, we store our virtual machines in here. Exactly say I'll put a black box only here it is. So for example, my VM1, VM2, VM3, VM4, VM5. So all these virtual machines data. Virtual machine means two parts of virtual machine. One is virtual machine data, another one is virtual machine service, means runtime, runtime, runtime. Okay, this machine is running, right? This is processor, RAM, coordination, machine is running. But where is the data stores? Disk. Okay, so runtime provided by processor RAM of host. Okay, these virtual machines running on this machine means it consuming these resources, but it stores in a centralized storage. Data stores in centralized storage, otherwise they can't move, they can't move. Understand guys? Store the virtual machines in a centralized storage. Understood the point? That point only, this point. Storing virtual machines in central storage, not in local storage. Nothing. Okay, I will continue. So we store the machines in the local storage. Then, if in case my host one is down, no problem. The virtual machines will start from this one only. So automatically, virtual machines run from other um host easily because of data stored centrally. Data stored centrally. So that's why we are using like this. In another hand, okay, so I will tell the story only. In another hand, what happens if this host is down, and these machines should know this host is down, and then they have to run these virtual machines from their host. Okay, these machines should be run from their host. You know what happens here? They exchange an information in between these machines. Okay, usually like using a star or a mesh topology they use it. So they exchange continuous information is means from host 1 to host 2. Host 1 will tell I'm a host 1 and I have a virtual machine VM1 and VM2. Okay, and host 3 will tell I'm a host 3, I'm alive, I'm currently running VM5. And this machine host 2 will tell to this one host I'm a host 2, I am running VM3, and VM4, and host 3 will tell I'm running VM5, and here host 1 will tell I'm VM1, VM2 are running currently, and host 2 will tell I'm running VM3 and VM4. So every machine knows information and the host status. Host status. Then I will give you one small diagram. Anybody ever seen this one? Please tell me. Even in a movies also.
Hospital.
Hospital. What is the meaning of this one?
Heartbeat.
Very
Pulse
good.
rate.
Heartbeat. Okay. ECG. Okay. So in a movies, it is going on, and suddenly the person hero or heroine is dead. Then it will shows
All crying.
straight line. All are crying, and meanwhile hero will sing a song Inky Pinky Ponky. Then obviously heroine will remember her childhood days and something, and she woke up from the death. Everybody ran away. She become zombie. Okay. So this straight line means dead. Pulse means alive. Same thing. The concept also here it is. The concept is heartbeats. They exchange heartbeats. Okay. So they exchange heartbeats. The exchanging of information of a host and a live status. Exchanging of host live status and machine information means the service information. Okay. So that is called a heartbeat. So what is heartbeat? It is a live status of host. Okay. And information of host. Information means how many virtual machines are running, how many virtual machines are there. Okay. And virtual machines are stored in centrally. If heartbeat is receiving is stopped, they are exchanging heartbeats like boyfriend girlfriend. So it is very light pink color, so we'll use the red color. So they are exchange heartbeats. Okay. So this is a Tamil movie now. Okay. Yeah. The girl heartbeats. Okay. So the girl is dead. Heartbeat is stopped, and this guy is also stopped dying. Why? In reverse manner. If boys died, no problem. Leave like that. Okay. So automatic stop is happens. Both will die at a time. If girl is die first, if boys die first, is it's okay, no problem. So we'll see that later. Or inky pinky ponky only. Okay. So this is will happens here. It is if host 2 stop receiving a heartbeat from host 1, and host 3 is stop receiving heartbeats from host 1. Obviously both hosts will understand, and they start services, of course based on a pre-configuration which one would start, like kind of stuff will be there. It means if you other host not receive a heartbeat from a host, automatically it understand host is dead, so they'll start the virtual machines from their host. So this is a concept of fault tolerance. Remember this one? I will ask again. Okay, so this is only possible with configuration of fault tolerance or a high availability or failover cluster. One more is there word. The word name is failover cluster. So this is a cluster. Cluster means combination of multiple nodes for a same service. The service is same type of similar nodes. Combination of multiple similar type of nodes. Multiple similar type of nodes together is called a cluster. It is a cluster. Okay, cluster means combination of nodes, similar nodes for a single purpose only. Okay, this is also called as high availability or failover cluster or fault tolerance. Purpose is fault tolerance purpose. One is down, no problem. Still, we can able to access the service. For one point, I told big story. Okay, so uh, that is actually your question already. I answered it. That is why we need a multiple switches, and second, availability. Okay, guys, take a break. It is already so much time it is consumed. No problem. Take at least 10 minutes break, and I will show you another interface also. Okay.